over 27, unmarried, female. In China, you could be labeled as a leftover woman by the state, but un-Chinese leftovers always the best. The funny thing is, if you haven't known, there is a gender imbalance in China, so there's way more men than women, and this was due to the one-child policy.
A one-couple, one-child policy.
You may remember China's strict one-child policy.
One-child policy.
Like, the current ratio stands at 104.5 men to 100 women. Wait, one-child policy, and you sprinkle that with a cultural preference for male children, so what do you get? Oh, female infanticide. Therefore, in China, we have 30 million more men than women. Great. Older unmarried women in China, how high their standards, can you meet them? So I'm gonna watch this video and I'm gonna react to this video and maybe propose a solution, because maybe the solution is just psychologically easy, you know?
A 35-year-old single woman in China has set such high standards for her future spouse.
My requirements for a partner are simple. They should have a ready-made house with no mortgage, preferably be a native.
No mortgage, that's crazy. Come on, you just narrowed down your pool of men from a 15% to a 0.01%. So good luck with that. Like, come on, you expect a man to commit to you, right? So why can't he commit to a 30-year loan?
Of Shanghai, have experience living abroad, work as a manager in a company, and most importantly, have good temperament. Someone like Daniel Wu would be ideal.
However,
Someone like Daniel Wu would be ideal. Hello, are we talking about your high standards or your fantasy dream about marrying your celebrity crush? With this logic, I refuse to marry anyone except Scarlett Johansson. Bad news though, Daniel Wu does not work as a manager, he's an actor. I found a Daniel Wu that meets your criteria here. He's a general manager at Tencent Games, so maybe this Daniel Wu might fit you, you know?
at a matchmaking event with thousands of participants, nobody even glances at her. The stark contrast between her ideals and reality leaves her feeling lost.
I'm told I'm the oldest woman here, she says. I don't want to continue anymore.
Wenjie, 35, is a senior executive in a company. Born and raised in Shanghai, she has always had a privileged upbringing, coupled with some good looks, which made her quite popular in her 20s. However, her high standards have prevented her from finding a suitable partner.
Exactly. Like, you're supposed to be asking for a marriage proposal. But what I'm saying here is a business proposal. Maybe next time, ask your potential partner to bring his resume, his CV resume, his portfolio, his wills, his indemnity waiver, what else?
It's only now that she's starting to feel the true weight of loneliness. So, whenever she has free time, she shuttles between various matchmaking events in Shanghai. But in her eyes, all the prospective partners are subpar. It's her high and rigid standards that have kept her single for so long.
Meanwhile, men's standards: female, 18 to 80 years old, alive, optional. Now, from what I've seen, some goes for as little as 8 years old, and that is just sad. Damn, he dropped a Chris Tyson on this one.
Despite realizing her mistake, she refuses to lower her criteria, even in the face of criticism from matchmakers.
Wait, so let me get this straight. So, she was in her 20s, beautiful, but she had these over-the-top unrealistic standards that no man can ever reach, and then she decides that, oh, I'm gonna wait this out, and now she's in her 30s, and she still sets the same expectations. Like, I thought she had all figured it out as a quote-unquote senior executive, right?
What do you have to offer? What makes you so special? What can you give him? Just because you're a woman? Are there not enough women out there? But Wenjie, 35, can't hear any of these words. Seeing Wenjie's attitude, the matchmaker can only helplessly introduce her to a wealthy and handsome man for a blind date. To Wenjie, this man is undoubtedly the ideal marriage partner, but to him, she's worthless.
To be honest, I don't even want to look at her.
Upon hearing the wealthy man's
Oh, my man, straightforward here. He ain't messing around. I mean, that was very direct, but it was the only way to put her in a place, right?
evaluation of her, Wenjie breaks down. She cries like a teenager. But reality is cruel.
Exactly.
When you
Reality is
demand high
cruel.
standards from others, you must also examine whether you meet those standards. In China, there are many older single women like Wenjie. They generally focus only on the man's financial status and social standing, while lacking a clear understanding of
I
their
told
own
you, it's a business
shortcomings.
proposal, not
Their
a marriage
standards for
proposal.
choosing a partner are often very demanding, even unrealistic. Next, let's take a look at some of the exaggerated demands made by other older single women.
I always say that dating for women is like window shopping. Dating for men is like you trying to score a job interview with the CIA, except you're born in the Kremlin, bastard son of Jeffrey Epstein, you're a 10-year loyal member of ISIS, and you are intoxicated by 10 bottles of vodka. The label itself, leftover woman, it's a term employed derogatorily to pressure women into marriage, implying that their worth decreases as they age. Widespread female infanticide during the one-child policy era means there is a surplus of men for women to cherry-pick on. However, the Chinese women, especially in this video, they're just exceedingly selective about their marriage partners, often to an unrealistic extent. Basically, their logic is, it's Chris Hemsworth or nothing. Wait, why am I still single?
Girls, do you know what it's like to be 36, unmarried, and without a boyfriend? It's not the independent.
Boys, do you know what it's like to be 36, unmarried, without a girlfriend? 63% of men single, 34% of women single? That's almost double, right? I mean, double sounds like an understatement.
Are you dating?
You're a bit old.
I was born in 1991. Is that old?
1991 is a bit old.
How old are you?
Born in 1997.
I don't mind that you're younger.
Your annual income is a bit low.
I have a company, and I didn't mention because I didn't want to pressure you. I have 2 houses, all earned from my own business.
You're 158 centimeters tall. That's a bit short.
158 centimeters, that's like average Chinese woman height, right? Hey look, I have 2 houses, a business. How are you gonna counter that? Yeah, I'm gonna counter that with something that you cannot control. Your genetics. Come on man, I have to discredit this guy. He's in a matchmaking event, what you expect? This ain't a Victoria's Secret fashion show. Set the bar lower.
This woman, who goes by the online name Athena, is from Anhui and went to the famous matchmaking park in Hangzhou to find a partner. Her poster read, "Sincerely looking for a partner, female, born in 1991, master's degree, height 158 centimeters, weight 45 kilograms, owns property in Shanghai and Hangzhou, works as an advertising company planner with an annual income of about 150,000 RMB.
Do you actually think it's quite weird, like a public matchmaking event? Like, imagine you in America doing this, holding a signboard like that, people are going to think you are a beggar.
Athena also listed 4 criteria for her potential partner. Seeking a good person to build a life together. Requirements: 1. Bachelor's degree or above. 2.
I did not expect the red flags to sweep in this fast, but now we have our criteria. So what we have here, bachelor's degree or above, okay. Owns property in Shanghai or Zhejiang. I mean, if a man owns a property in Shanghai or Zhejiang, he's going to date someone prettier and younger. Height above 175 centimeters. Willing to give a dowry of 50,000 RMB, non-negotiable. Well, I don't understand the customs of dowries there, but what I know is it probably works the other way around, right? Like, the bride's family is supposed to give the goods, properties, to the groom's family.
Owns property in Shanghai or Zhejiang. 3. Height above 175 centimeters. She is often seen at the matchmaking corner of the park. However, her age frequently becomes an obstacle in the dating market. In the video, Athena said, "Everyone criticizes my age. Is it wrong for a woman to be older? Does being older mean I can't have any requirements? Everyone has the right to pursue love and be loved. Is it so hard to respect others' choices?" She also stated, "I'd rather die than settle."
And you have the right to do so. I mean, come on, they even have the audacity to bring out a criteria checklist. Wait, before I go out there with you, you got the master's degree in medical, okay, check. Business degree, check. You look like my celebrity crush, okay, check. $40 million in assets, oh, check. And you listen to black rappers too, right? Yeah, I do, Eminem. There's abundance of single men in China and they don't lash out or complain about women being overly picky or subjective. I mean, sure, some men do get selective, like a wealthy man with a house, a car, and a stable job won't go pursue a woman for her wealth or her master's degree. Let's play McDonald's mix and match. So, you can keep condition 3 and 4, but you can only choose one or two. You know, you can't have both of them. You can't eat your cake and have it too.
As a 38-year-old single woman, are our standards for choosing a partner really too high? I don't think so. Even if you don't have money, it's fine. I can support you. I
Okay, she chose to be the breadwinner.
only care about your age. I like men born after 1995. I absolutely do not want men over 30 years old. After all, the health of the child is directly related to the father, right?
A bit of a misconception here, like directly linking the father's age to the child's health. Oversimplified, don't you think? But here's a true fact. A woman over the age of 35 bearing a child, that child has a higher risk of chromosomal conditions like Down syndrome. But we'll leave it at that.
Another requirement is that I won't consider men who are infertile. Additionally, my standards are even stricter. Men who can't have healthy children are absolutely not acceptable. As for the bride price, I can give you money, say, 200,000 yuan. But our child must take my surname. You should be at least 1.8 meters tall and have abs. We women also value looks and physique.
Oh boy.
Otherwise, it's embarrassing to go out together, and I would lose face.
She started off strongly. I was behind her, every word. Few seconds in, she completely derailed.
If you don't have a house, you can live in mine. You just need to take care of the housework and cook for me. I have a sensitive stomach, so you need to take care of my diet. Moreover, you have to be obedient and gentle, and at home, you must listen to me. Additionally, our relationship can only be led by me.
Is this
You
a
cannot
satire
be
beat?
unreasonable. I can spend money on you, but you can't trouble me.
I just wonder, the criteria listed here aligns more to a sugar baby, right? Like, she's better off applying for sugar mommy, right?
I'm very tired from working outside every day, and I just want peace when I get home. As for work and education, I don't care if you have a job or not. But if you do have a job, it can't be too busy. Being too busy means you won't have time to take care of the house and children. Moreover, you need to provide emotional support at home, always accompany me, appreciate me, and admire me.
Well, I hope she was just being sarcastic, you know, but if she was really true to her word, I respect you. Your standards, how high you want? 180 centimeters with abs? Go ahead. Higher than Burj Khalifa? Whatever you want. You have the right to do so. I don't care if China is a highly patrician society with conservative values ingrained in them. You go challenge those norms, baby.
农村有一套别墅，
Actually, my requirements aren't too excessive. Since my family is from the countryside, I want the guy to have a villa in the countryside with a swimming pool. He also needs to have an apartment in the city that's at least 140 square meters so that it will be convenient for our child to go to school in the future. He should have savings of about 1 million yuan and a car worth around
How much
50 to
is 1 million
60,000
yuan?
yuan. The bride price should be 1 million yuan. That's it, just these requirements. To be honest, when I told my parents about these conditions, they advised me not to look for a partner. Then why are you
Don't you see? They are trying to stir you off from your delulu delirium, but you're not trying to heed their advice.
still looking? I think if I go on 10 blind dates, at least one should be successful. I
Oh boy, 10 blind dates? You need more than that. You have a higher chance of winning $1 million by scratching lottery tickets. I'm not joking.
just need to go on more dates. As a guy, I have to tell you, there are basically no young men who can meet your conditions. I'm genuinely here to find a match, so I'm telling you the truth, please don't get angry. Oh, that's a very low probability. But as a
You just
woman, I
realized?
have to look out for myself. If the guy has that much money, my future life won't be difficult or rushed. I would be so happy I could laugh in my dreams.
The only dream you'll be laughing is being single for life. I can imagine if she reaches her 50s and she has a partner. Hey, look at my partner. It's my pet cat.
Miss, may I ask how old you are this year? I'm 28 years old. Oh, for a woman, 28 is considered quite old. No wonder your parents told you to stop looking for a match. Yes, although my parents say that, I definitely need to find a boyfriend. Miss, since your parents know it's hard to find someone who meets your conditions, why don't you lower your standards a bit? No one in the countryside can meet your demands. The villas you mentioned are just like the houses in front of you. Most rural houses are like this, and they are nicely decorated. Also, the savings, bride price, car, and city apartment you require are very rare. I think it would be great if I could find a guy with these conditions. This way, I wouldn't have to think about earning money or finding a job every day, which is so annoying. The elders in my village used to love introducing boyfriends to me, but they stopped doing so, miss. Let's call it a day then. We're just wasting each other's time. I have one last piece of advice for you. Since your parents advised you not to go on blind dates, you really shouldn't. It wastes other people's time and yours too. I'm leaving now. Goodbye.
The overall theme of my opinions here might come across misogynistic, but it appears the woman in this video is just here for self-validation. Like, she's just upset because she can't find a man who can meet her standards. She resorts to playing a victim, like depicting herself as a leftover woman to garner sympathy and attention.
Why do you think you can reject me? Your conditions aren't better than mine, and you don't look that good either. What gives you the right to look down on me? Answer me. Fine, I admit my conditions aren't as good as yours, and my assets aren't as good either. But I like 18-year-old girls. Don't blame me. My 80-something-year-old grandfather likes 18-year-olds. My 50-something-year-old dad likes 18-year-olds.
Bad analogy choice, but okay. Unfortunately, many Chinese parents take the label seriously. I frequent the Chinese Instagram app, Redbook, and there are many posts regarding parents' views that it's better to be divorced than to be a leftover woman. That sentiment just blows my mind as a Canadian. Well, divorce, isn't that an American thing?
Are my marriage criteria really too high? I have a master's degree and I'm willing to...
Never ask a woman about her age, but ask about her master's degree. Have you ever heard a man bragging about her woman's master's degree? Guys, check out my girl. She has a master's degree. Pretty hot, right?
To find someone with a bachelor's degree. I own 2 houses and I'm open to someone from any city in Zhejiang, rural or urban, as long as they can afford a down payment. I request a dowry of 50,000 renminbi, and I'll match it with another 50,000 renminbi, making a total of 100,000 renminbi as a future childbearing fund. The only aspect where I'm a bit demanding is in the height of the prospective partner. Perhaps because I'm not tall myself, at 158 centimeters, I hope the man is at least 175 centimeters tall, so our future children may have an advantage in height. Overall, I believe these 4 conditions are reasonable. I've already compromised a lot, but some keep urging me to lower my standards. However, how could I accept a man with only a primary school education, standing at 160 centimeters tall, and earning only 3,500 yuan per month? That's just not realistic.
Yeah, that's just unrealistic. You telling me the CCP doesn't hand you over a husband for a high social credit score? That's absurd. Lower your standards, not have low standards. See a difference?
Is it unreasonable for me to look for someone who's 170 centimeters tall?
No, that's reasonable.
Is it unreasonable for me to look for someone with a bachelor's degree or higher from a similar university?
No, that's reasonable.
My annual salary is about 200 to 400,000 RMB. Is it unreasonable for me to look for someone with an annual salary of 300 to 4,000 RMB?
No, that's reasonable.
I was born...
Why is this guy sounding like an NPC? I mean, sure, that's the only way he should respond, right? But it sounds really monotonous, right? Yes, that's reasonable.
Born in 1990. Is it unreasonable for me to look for someone born around 1990, plus or minus 3 years?
No, that's reasonable.
I have 300,000 RMB in savings. Is it unreasonable for me to ask for a dowry of 280,000 RMB?
No, that's reasonable.
If you meet these requirements, would you be willing to date someone like me?
No, that's reasonable.
I might consider it.
How could you?
I'd have to be out of my mind. Think about it. A man with an annual salary of 400,000 RMB, around 30 years old, who has a car and a house, and is willing to give a dowry of 280,000 RMB and is handsome and over 170 centimeters tall, wouldn't he look for an 18-year-old?
Ah, yes, right. But it's also reasonable for him to look for someone like me.
If he can find an 18-year-old, why would he choose you?
But I'm more accomplished than an 18-year-old.
In what way are you more accomplished? You're older and have more wrinkles, right?
That's enough. I don't want to hear anymore.
Your
Okay.
standards for a man are higher than hers. In what way are you better? Explain it clearly.
Why is she leaving the conversation? Just because the argument did not hold up doesn't mean she has the convenience of walking away.
Today, some Chinese men still hold very conservative views on marriage, including some highly educated elites. A 35-year-old Chinese investment banker once said that Chinese men want their wives to be like plain yogurt, which can be flavored as they wish. His own
Okay, that sounded weird for me. How about the word plain canvas? Sounds better.
wife, he said, was plain yogurt, not sophisticated and without strong opinions, but he liked her because she's easy to control. Many men can only accept women younger than themselves and cannot accept older women. Why is this? Chinese musician, writer, and host Gao Xiaosong once made controversial remarks that represent the thoughts of many marriageable men.
When she was with me, she was still young, not even in society yet, so her basic worldview was shaped by me. In contrast, finding an older wife who has been shaped by her social circle and then trying to change her would be much more tiring and likely to lead to more conflicts. My wife's views on the world, even the music she listens to, and the movies she watches, are influenced by me, so we share many similar thoughts. I think this makes us happy.
That might be a train wreck to a dull relationship. Okay, from a liberal perspective, you might want to date someone with a complement personality to foster personal growth, but these are conservative arguments I can't really argue, right? He's quite right. Significant differences in personalities and viewpoints can lead to conflicts if not managed well. Okay, we have to skip this one because she's quite hot and I don't trust Chinese makeup. Just joking. But she really didn't have high standards. Moral of the story, if you cannot lower standards, practice celibacy.